everybody is born with a little something extra, and sometimes they just have to find it. A little something extra is that superpower that every single one of us has inside that motivates us and drives our passion and makes us do the things that we do.
We're all on the same team. Let's think about how we can make that team as inclusive as we can.
For those of you listening to our podcast right now, you can also check out our video podcast at alittlesomethingextrapodcast.org.
Welcome to our podcast with my mom, and I'm and the DJ too, and mostly Franco the Gianni.
Oh, Franco the Gianni over there.
And now we are back here, our podcast.
Yes, we are. We're so excited because we have a very special guest today that I can't wait for everyone to meet. I love the fact that she has two names. I love that. I wish I had two names. I've got that.
Really?
Yeah. Like you're the GiGi. She's Reilly Cate. Like I just think that that's such a cool thing that she goes by that. Franco, you gonna do a little intro on our Reilly Cate?
I can do an intro on our Reilly Cate. So I'm really excited to introduce her today because she actually reached out to me about being able to tell her story on our podcast today.
Love that.
I'll do a little intro for her. So Reilly Cate is a change maker, and that is what our episode today is all about. She is the founder and president of Brushfield International, a nonprofit organization on a mission to enhance the global Down syndrome story by providing community, hope, and support to people impacted by Down syndrome. She started her journey as an advocate when she was just 12 years old by volunteering at GiGi's Playhouse, Nashville.
Woo-woo.
And now 7 years later, at just 19, she is a freshman at University of Auburn and an entrepreneur on a mission to change the way the world views Down syndrome. So let's welcome Reilly Cate.
Woo-woo! Reilly Cate!
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be on today.
Oh my gosh, girl, you are like blowing me away. Like started your journey at 12 years old, and at 19 you're an entrepreneur. You have your own non-for-profit. You are a freshman in college, right?
Yes, I am.
I mean, girl, come on. What at 19? I can't even imagine what you're going to do in this world. So tell us about this journey.
Yeah, so I started volunteering at my local GiGi's Playhouse when I was 12.
Oh my gosh.
I've always had a heart for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
So cool.
Just from a young age, I would always seek out the students in my class who had some sort of disability. And then when I was 12, I found GiGi's Playhouse literally just going shopping with my dad. We came out of a store and looked over, and they just moved to their location there. So I walked in and wanted to know more about it, and fell in love with all the participants and their families and started volunteering as much as I could. And so when I was 15 is when I founded my nonprofit, and it's just grown from there.
That is amazing. That is really, truly amazing. I mean, starting out volunteering that young, but then also turning it into obviously a lifelong passion.
Yes, absolutely. And the funny part is we didn't even realize that I was supposed to be 13 to volunteer without a parent. And no one knew I was only 12. So they were like, just come on in. It's okay. So it's a lot of fun, though.
And making changes. So now you're at Auburn University.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So how are you managing school life, your not-for-profit, your volunteerism, everything else that you do? How's everything going?
Yeah, so it's definitely a lot of things going on at once.
Yeah.
I don't have class on Fridays, so I usually do all my nonprofit work on Fridays and
Oh my
Saturdays.
gosh.
The hard part is I'm 5 hours away from home, and so I don't have like office space. I kind of just keep things like in my car and bring things up to the dorm, just make it work as I can. So it's a lot of just improvising, but it's a lot of fun too.
Oh my gosh. And you're in a sorority.
Yes.
And one of the main reasons you joined your sorority was because there was a girl with Down syndrome in there, correct?
Yes, exactly. So there's a girl a year older than me named Lindsay who has Down syndrome, and she's in the sorority. And I had known that going in that she was a part of it. And so I knew, I was like, I want to be somewhere that they're just going to accept someone with Down syndrome just as much as they would any other member.
Right.
And so, yeah, that was just a big reason for me that I wanted to join in. She ended up graduating in December. So she's not at Auburn anymore, but I have a couple other friends with Down syndrome here who are in my sorority, but it's fun to get to still hang out with them and be a part of that community here.
That's so cool. What sorority are you?
I'm Alpha Chi Omega.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's so
Okay.
cool. So tell me more about what your charity does. Like, fill me in. I know you do the baskets. I know you do that stuff, but other people don't know that. So tell us about your charity.
Yeah, absolutely. So Brushfield International, like you said, is on a mission to enhance the global Down syndrome story by providing community, hope, and support to people impacted by Down syndrome. And so we do this through 3 programs. Our biggest program is Comfort Boxes, which are sent to children with Down syndrome who are facing serious medical challenges, because we know that our friends with Down syndrome are more likely to go through open heart surgery, childhood cancer, long hospitalizations, all of that. And so those baskets are just a way that we hope those families can feel seen and loved during that time. And then we have collaborative advocacy, where we share from self-advocates with Down syndrome what it means for them to have Down syndrome, just on our Instagram and website. And then we have community events to bring together local Down syndrome communities. So we have our first one on World Down Syndrome Day of this year to bring together people in the Auburn community.
That's so cool.
That is really incredible. What was your inspiration for wanting
gosh.
to start this nonprofit?
So it really was just all my friends who I met through GiGi's. They really brought me in with open arms. They all kind of knew each other. All their families were really close, and they just accepted me from the moment I walked in and just fully embraced me. And so I wanted to do something to kind of give back to the community that had given me so much and that had given my life a purpose.
Oh my gosh.
That's so amazing. And I mean, especially considering the fact too that you, like I saw that on your website, you have no ties to intellectual disabilities, Down syndrome. It's not like you have a sibling or cousins or anything. You just felt that passion, and you wanted to be able to go in there and make that difference. And I think that's such a noble thing. And that's, anyone that starts a nonprofit, especially in Down syndrome, that's really their whole goal. But it typically is from a point of inspiration to the fact that GiGi's was able to be that for you is something that I'm so thankful for, to know that we're making impacts on people outside of the Down syndrome community as well.
Yes, absolutely. And I've gotten my friends to get involved, and it's just become a whole thing just because of finding GiGi's.
That's so amazing. And that's what I love about the ripple effect of GiGi's and the ripple effect of just acceptance. Once you start to share it with people, then they start to share it. And that's how you change the world. That's how change happens. And so I was so inspired. Then I heard you read my book and you took some things from the book, and I love that. I need to update that book so bad. It's so old now, and we have so much more going on. And honestly, I feel like my personal voice has grown so much since then, because that was written, I think, in 2017. And then, you kind of we went through the pandemic. I went through, having to close 60 GiGi's locations and 4,400 hours a week of free programming, everything gone, and reinvent ourselves in such a short amount of time. And I really had to find a new voice for GiGi's and for myself. So it really was, I really feel like it would be that my next book will be so much different on just the growth and empowerment in me because of GiGi's, what it's done to me, before it was, and always growing up, you had to be doing something 10 years before you could be an expert in anything. And now everyone's an expert in everything. People just throw stuff on social media and they're an expert, and then they grow like that, But for me, it was more, even when I wrote that book and we were how many years in, 12 years into GiGi's, I still didn't feel like, I was like, who am I to be writing something? You know what I mean? It was just a weird thing for me to be doing.
That sense of imposter syndrome, but at the same time though.
Totally. And now I just feel like I have a different voice. Now I feel like that I would come out a lot stronger, and I would really speak my mind a lot more than because I think we've all found a voice during COVID. I think a lot of things have changed during COVID, for the good and for the bad. And I do feel like, as much as we were trying to give our kids a voice, they almost lost more of a voice during the pandemic. And that we're finding out more and more things that have been happening to our kids, and stereotypes that continue to this day, and discrimination that continues to this day, and bullying that continues to this day. So we need it now more than ever. And I think that's where I feel like my voice has become so much stronger. So I did feel so good though when I heard that you had read that. And just to know I can inspire somebody your age to do something so great is truly a gift from God. And truly, a higher power is guiding Gigi's, and I'm sure you feel the same way about
Yes.
your mission. Same thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, your parents did a great job with you, girl, because you're pretty amazing.
Oh, thank
There's
you.
no doubt about that. I wanted to touch back on to you kind of just talking about the learning experience, especially of being in college and going through just this experience of running a nonprofit while you're in school, on your days off or you're not doing college classes and stuff. What kind of stuff have you learned so far in running this for the last couple of years?
So many things. I feel like everything is just a new learning experience and constantly just growing and changing. Especially since getting to Auburn, because when I was at home, our whole basement was just the nonprofit area. So I was able to keep my supplies and just kind of take over that area of our house. But I think just learning, one, how to accept help. I like to do a lot of things on my own.
Yes.
And I like to just not ask for help, just have it all under control. And so learning that, we're better together, and engaging people in Auburn who want to be a part of this story and who want to help change the way the world sees Down syndrome is something that I've been learning. And also just learning that I don't have to have it all together, that, I am still 19 and still in college. Sometimes I forget that I'm not like 45 just running this full time. So
giving yourself some grace, girl. Give yourself some grace.
exactly. That I've got a lot more time, a lot more learning and growing to do.
Look what you've already done. And
I'm going to let you know this too. I mean, from my experience in, being here at GiGi's and watching my mom start this organization, you're never going to actually know what you're doing. I can promise you that. You could think as much as you want, you become a master of this whole thing, but at every given day, new things come in, new opportunities where you're kind of all right, well, this seems like a good idea. Maybe we should run with this. And it's 100% just built on passion. And if you think it's going to be the right move, then chances are that it probably is, if you're in the right place as long as you know that you're doing it for the right reasons. So I think that at 19, don't worry. I can promise you that there's still a lot you're going to learn, but at the same time, it's all through experience and just being able to take in each day.
Totally.
And Nancy could definitely attest to that. That's for
sure. Totally. Be nimble. I know Gigi's not happy with us right now. She's like, it's my turn to ask questions. Okay, go ahead, Gigi. Sorry about that.
Thank you. What kind of things do you put in your baskets?
Ooh, that's such a good question. So they're all geared specifically towards the child. So they all have a blanket embroidered with our logo, and then things based on the child's interest, age, everything like that. So we love to include children's books celebrating Down syndrome and differences, sensory toys, character toys based on whatever shows or movies they like. And just anything. They're fully customized to the child, because we want these children and families to feel really seen during a really challenging, scary time in their life.
Absolutely. Do you want to tell her about your book?
It's amazing.
Oh, I wrote a book too.
She wrote a book. It hasn't been published yet. It just got finished. So we'll make sure you get some to put in your boxes. Oh my goodness!
Yes, that is amazing.
Yes,
it's not done yet.
So. Almost. It's written.
You're getting there.
Yes,
it's a work in progress.
Yeah, so awesome.
That's so exciting.
How is college going?
It's good. It is so much fun and also so crazy all the time. And it feels like I'm just juggling a million things every day.
Yes.
But it's been a lot of fun so far, and just so different than high school and anything I was used to before.
That's so cool.
Did you go to a bar when you were in college? Or not?
The bars. I do not go to the bars, but a lot of people do like to go to the bars.
Yes.
Yeah,
and she's only 19.
She's still a little young on that one.
Yeah, I'm still a little young for that. But we have for our sorority things called date parties that happen at the bars.
Yes.
And so those are the only times I've ever been.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She get there. She's only a freshman.
Yes.
I know.
Exactly.
She turned 21 this year, so she's pretty excited about it. Whenever she has a chance to be able to talk about going to the bars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. She jumps on that opportunity.
Yep.
What else you got, Gigi?
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have 2 older brothers. So one of them is a senior at Auburn.
Oh, cool.
And one of them is a junior at High Point University in North Carolina.
Oh, very cool. You're the baby.
Yep. I'm the youngest and the only girl.
Yes.
So.
That's perfect.
I'm the youngest too, so same age.
You are too?
Yep.
Gigi is.
I feel like sometimes I get treated like royalty because of it. Like I
Yes.
get things my brother's been in.
Of course. And you're the only girl. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Yeah. You are definitely, yeah. Franco
Gigi
too.
can't relate
Franco's,
to that at all.
yes.
Yeah.
Franco's the only boy.
Yeah.
So
So it's like the opposite.
yes.
I get some royal treatment.
Yeah, you're kind of the king.
It works. When I was younger, it definitely was the case. Then Gigi came along and she completely dethroned me.
Yeah, Gigi, you're just the star of the family for sure.
I am.
She knows that for sure. All right, what else you got?
What's your favorite part about having a business?
My favorite part would definitely be the people that I've been able to meet along this journey. Just the most incredible. I mean, moms of children with Down syndrome, people with Down syndrome, self advocates. Everyone has been so supportive and so welcoming, especially as coming from someone who I don't have a family member with Down syndrome. It's all just friends and people through GiGi's and through my nonprofit. It's been really incredible to see the support come alongside, to see the Down syndrome community just wrap around what I'm doing, even though they don't know me and I'm only 19. And
Right.
yeah, it's been
That's-
super cool.
Yeah, but you know what? And that's the thing. Like our kids feel when someone's pure and their heart is pure and that they know you accept them as they are. So that's a gift. I mean, such a gift that you're out there and these families get this opportunity to meet you, receive things from you, and just show support from the world. That I don't have a tie to Down syndrome. I don't. You know, there's nothing bringing me here except for I just think you're awesome.
Exactly. That's what I was able to be an exhibitor at the Down Syndrome Diagnosis Network Rockin' Moms Retreat a
Yeah.
few years ago. And all the moms were like, we're just so impressed that you don't have a sibling with Down syndrome and that like you just see the innate worth and value in people with Down syndrome
Yes.
without having any outside connection or things.
It's so cool. So cool.
Well, I feel like that for you too. In your
Go.
what?
Really?
Did you have another one?
Yes.
I can't see. There's a big TV in my way. I can't see anything back here. Don't look at the monitor. But hold on. Give me 1 sec.
Fine.
So I think it's so cool though. And
I'll give you 1 minute.
thank you for that. Appreciate it. No, I feel like that's probably why you connected so much at GiGi's is in the fact that when you were working with all these different people with Down syndrome, whether they're kids, adults, who, whatever it may be, there is that innate understanding and feeling, especially coming from individuals with Down syndrome, knowing that someone is with them that actually cares about them.
Totally.
And isn't just doing it for the wrong reasons of being like, yeah, I'm, doing
I get my
community service
volunteer
hours.
hours. Yeah.
Or like, I want to take a bunch of pictures with you so I can post it on my social media. Like there is that, that feeling of mutual respect that's there. And I think that that's probably why you had such an innate experience at GiGi's Playhouse that you wanted to then take on with yourself and starting your own nonprofit because you are actually impacting people and they feel that.
Yeah, definitely. And at GiGi's, my favorite programs to volunteer with are with people my own age.
Yes.
Because all of the other volunteers and like the staff, they're always like, they don't want to hear from just another person their parents' age.
Yeah.
They really
So
want
true.
to hear from it. And so it just has become like genuine friendships, hanging out with them outside of GiGi's, and
Totally.
like they'll randomly FaceTime me while I'm in class here, and I'm like, it's so much fun to get to have that real connection, and it's not just I'm coming in to serve you. It's really just a mutual understanding and serving of each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's awesome.
It's
And I'm so
everything.
happy that, there's someone that's in this new generation of adults that's going out there and showing people that, these friendships are real. It's
Yes.
it's not just because I'm going in and volunteering. Like, no, these are friendships that we've developed over years and years. And we have these jokes with each other and just insider knowledge of each other. That you could then be able to pass on to your classmates at Auburn and then just in life as you continue this mission.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
man. It's
Okay,
all
time's
I
up
can
now.
ask
It's my turn now.
for. Sorry, Gigi.
You cannot hog Reilly Cate from her. That's it.
I can't. All right, Gigi. What do you
because,
got?
because she's pretty.
She is pretty. I knew you.
Oh,
yes.
thank you.
You're welcome.
So pretty.
If you had one message to the world, what would it be?
I would want to tell the world that each person is uniquely and purposefully created, and so don't be afraid to live out your purpose. I think people kind of get like bogged down in the details of things, and they don't want to just go for whatever's on their heart, whatever dream and passion is on their life. And so I would just tell them, like, you were created for a purpose, and to not be afraid to live out that purpose.
Yes. And to look for it. You don't even always know what it's going to be, but also like you, to act on it. If your heart is taking you somewhere, act on it. I mean, look what you did. Would you have ever, would 12-year-old brand new volunteer at Gigi's Playhouse, Reilly Cate, ever thought that by 19 you'd have your own not-for-profit?
No, not at all. I'd never thought that I would, be here. And my parents are always like, we never imagined that one of our kids would be doing this. So it's all just, even when I started the nonprofit, I started it when I was 15, so almost 4 years ago, never would have imagined that I'd be here now where it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. I mean, your freshman year, there's a lot of changes going on in your life. College is much different than high school. Like, there's so many different things. So for you to be navigating this so well is just awesome. But again, remember, take care of you first.
Yes, I took a break first semester. I was like, okay, I've got to pause the nonprofit and figure out what I'm doing with my life.
Absolutely.
And then second semester came back stronger, and just it's been so much easier to kind of bring it all together.
Yes, and it's okay. And you know what? It's okay wherever it goes too. You don't know where things are going to go. You don't know who you're going to partner with, who you're going to join with, where it's going to, because you've got a life too. And it's just okay to just kind of ride this wave of giving, because that's what you're doing. You're out there serving people, and it's amazing. It's just the person that you are. And just to also enjoy that college experience and where that's going to, so you have no regrets. So you're just doing amazing, girl.
Is this going to be this path for you? Like, I saw that on your website, you said that you're pursuing nonprofit education and philanthropy. So talk a little bit about that as well.
So I was going to double major in special education and philanthropy and nonprofit studies.
Oh my God.
And then I actually changed it like 2 weeks ago. And so now I'm going to major in psychology and minor in philanthropy and nonprofit studies.
Okay.
And then my plan is to graduate a year early and go straight to grad school for applied behavior analysis and do ABA therapy.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Yes. And then I want to just kind of keep doing the nonprofit on the side. I have no idea where that's going to go. So just kind of keep, seeing what doors are open.
I love that plan. I think that's a great plan. I think you would be amazing as an ABA. I mean, amazing. Because again, when you're dealing with those kids, and a lot of times, there's a lot of behaviors because they're nonverbal and they can't communicate, they can't speak, and your love shines through. It's just a part of who you are. So you will really be amazing at that and help so many children. Oh my gosh, I love that that's the path you're taking.
Yes, I'm super excited to get to just impact more families and see how I can help them.
Wow.
I have a question for her.
Okay, go ahead, Gigi.
We're going to Nashville too for our Nashville Gala over there.
Yeah, we are going to be in Nashville. Yes, we're going to go when it's April 4th, I think. It's the Nashville Gala, whenever that is. I think it's April 4th or April 5th. We will be there.
I think it's a 6th.
Okay,
Or
now
6th.
I want to come back for it.
Right?
I need to make the drive and come meet you all in person.
Oh, we would love that. We would love that. But we'll be hitting Nashville again. We haven't been there in a long time. We need to get to that location.
Luke Bryan's over there.
Luke Bryan's over there. Of course he is. Yep.
Gigi's boyfriend.
Everybody's over
Blake
there.
Shelton's my boyfriend.
Oh, and Blake Shelton. Okay, Blake Shelton.
Sorry, he's just your friend.
Yeah.
Don't let Lucas know.
Yes, don't tell Lucas.
I'm not.
No, he
But
can't. No.
he's still my boyfriend still, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, Lucas
So-
has to come up in every conversation, no matter where we are. Right.
Right. Sorry.
So our podcast is called A Little Something Extra. What do you think is your little something extra?
I think that my little something extra would be when I have a dream or a vision, I just kind of go for it and I don't take no for an answer. A lot of people, you hear of someone 15 years old starting a nonprofit. People
Unheard
tell
of.
you,
Yeah.
you're too young. That's never going to work. And I think I kind of just, once I have my mind set on something, I'm not going to take no, and I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to do all that's in my power and use my community around me.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Your superpower too is also, I think you have a superpower of giving, because you clearly serving people when you're 12 years old and then taking that into opening your own non-for-profit when you're 15 years old. starting college, keeping that giving spirit going and teaching others to give is such an incredible gift. So you've got the tenacity and you got the gift of serving. So that's really, really amazing. And I'm so grateful that you were here today, that you shared your story with us. I know it's going to inspire other people, not only to open up their hearts, but to volunteer and to have families have their children volunteer and see how it can change them. You know, that's what I think is so special.
Boyfriends.
Oh, and boyfriends. So however that fits.
Yeah, bring everyone. My parents always said, they were like, your brothers had their sports they played all growing up, and your sport was just volunteering.
Right.
Instead of going to sports practices and games, I would just be volunteering and just, getting involved.
That is so awesome. And what a gift from God. Your parents have to be so, so proud of you.
Yes, they're just kind of, they don't have, like, they of course love the people with Down syndrome, love the people that I'm serving, but they don't volunteer with GiGi's. They haven't had like a special pull towards this community in the same way that I have. And so it's been cool to kind of get to introduce them to my friends and like to why I love this community so much.
Yes. Wow. That's so awesome. All right, GiGi, you want to go over your tips here?
Tips.
I did say tips.
Tips.
Woo! Singing it, girl.
Being a change maker.
Woo! Like Reilly Cate.
Find your passion in life. Sometimes it's hard to find, but you'll find it. Be patient. People can feel that. Always speak from the heart. Don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to speak your mind. Don't give up. Sorry, my thing's laying down. Even it gets hard. Always listen to people's stories. Share your success with the world and make people believe.
Share your success with the world and make people believe.
That's what she's doing. Anything else? Any other tips you want to add to being a change maker, girl? Because you're doing it every day.
Those were perfect. Those were awesome tips.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Anything else you want to say before we close it out?
You can follow along with Brushfield International at Brushfield International on Instagram, Facebook, or brushfieldinternational.org. And if you know a child with Down syndrome who's facing a serious medical challenge, you can request a comfort box for them there, and we'd love to celebrate them.
Yay! Oh, that gave me goosebumps. I'm so proud of you, girl. So proud of you. Wow. Yes, that is awesome. You know, we have an angel fund here that we help with, and that's just the most important time you can help somebody in their lives. And it's, you know, they said the best gifts in life are the unexpected ones. And I know that these families aren't expecting a gift like that, this comfort box from a 19-year-old college student. So what you're doing is amazing, girl. We're so blessed to have you on here. Franco, you want to sign off and say goodbye?
I just want to thank you for what you're doing. I think that it's an incredible, incredible journey to go out and start your own nonprofit, and also just to be someone that is not connected to a cause that you then start a nonprofit behind, other than the fact that you've been so the impacts that they've had on you have been so profound that you've wanted to then follow that. So all I could say is thank you, and keep inspiring people every single day, because I promise you, these families, knowing that they're getting this from you, someone who just is doing this out of the goodness of their heart and wanting to help make a better life for people, that's going to instill some serious faith in the world for them.
Absolutely.
And it's going to allow them to live each day happier and more inspired, and just with more positivity. Yeah. So thank you so much for everything you're doing, and continue inspiring people, girl, because you inspired me, that's for sure.
I wish you could have seen him talking to you. He's looking right into you at the monitor, as if you're right in front of him, and he's so serious to you right now. It's like, man, I wish she could feel the love he's given her, because it was beautiful. Yes, so, all right, girl. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you all so much. I mean, I would not be here without GiGi's and without all that you all have done over the years and all that you all are committed to doing every day.
Oh, well, thank you, sister. Well, hopefully we'll see you in Nashville soon.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, sounds good. See you later.
Bye.
Everybody is born with a little something extra, and sometimes they just have to find it. A little something extra is that superpower that every single one of us has inside that motivates us and drives our passion and makes us do the things that we do.
we're all on the same team. Let's think about how we can make that team as inclusive as we can.
For those of you listening to our podcast right now, you can also check out our video podcast at alittlesomethingextrapodcast.org.